Welcome. We are about to show you how to clean your Triad Aer. Now don't misunderstand me, the instructions are right here in your owner's manual, but well, a lot of people are like me and they would much rather see how to do it instead of reading how to do it. And besides, when you see how to do it, you'll find out just how easy it is. Now we're going to start out by turning the Triad off. Then we're going to unplug the machine out of the back. And what I'm going to do, so you can see this better, is I'm going to turn it on its face so that you'll be able to look down in here as I'm going along. Now right here, there's a Phillips screw. I've already taken it out. It's a little tiny one. I'll put it over here just so you didn't have to watch me fumbling around with the screw. We're ready to take the back off, and the easiest way I've found to do it is pretty simple actually. I take a flathead screwdriver, put it down in that slot. Now, you're not going to push hard because you might break something. Don't do that. But all you're going to do is just gently press and pull up here. It'll release. See what I'm talking about? So let's do exactly the same thing on this side. Press gently and it'll release. Now we're going to lift it gently. That releases the whole back and we're ready. If it's dirty, two things. If it's not real dirty, just take your vacuum cleaner brush and vacuum it off. If it's really bad, go to the sink. Warm soapy water, wash it up, rinse it off, but let it dry. You don't want to put water in electronics, so let it dry thoroughly before you put it back on. Now we're ready to take off the screen. Now this screen is really important. It's not there to filter air. What it's there to do is keep your Triad Aer clean inside so it can do a better job cleaning your house. It's a 3-stage static screen. There's 2 thumb screws here. I'm going to take them out. When you do it the first time, you'll probably need a screwdriver. It's a Phillips. They put them on real tight at the factory, but after that, we just do them thumb tight, and that's all you need. We're going to remove the screen, and we're ready to go clean it. You can use warm soapy water, but again, if you do that, be sure you let it dry. You don't want to put it back in wet. You can even use a hairdryer if you want. If you're in a hurry, it seems like I'm always in a hurry. If you're in a hurry, take your vacuum cleaner brush and vacuum it off. Remember, we're not there trying to filter the particles with the screen. What we're doing is keeping your machine clean, so it just needs to breathe. Now, once you've done that, you want to look here and see this plate. This is your purification plate, and you want to slide it out of the slot just like that. You want to put it in a Ziploc bag with some white vinegar and soak it overnight. Or if you want, you can also use ammonia. If you use ammonia, do a 50-50 mix with water, so it's not so strong. In the morning, take a little soft brush, toothbrush, gently brush both sides, rinse it, and let it dry. Again, you can use your hair dryer to dry it if you need to be in a hurry. I'll tell you what, it seems like I'm always in a hurry, so what I did for myself, I bought what they call the convenience pack, and I bought an extra filter and an extra plate so that I could just swab them out automatically and worry about cleaning them when I had some spare time. Next thing you want to do is take out your PCO cell, and don't panic, it's okay. This is really, really easy to do. What we're going to do, there's 2 screws here. We're going to take those 2 screws out. They're easy, they're thumb screws. And again, when we put them back in, we're just going to gently put them back in finger tight. Now, do you see this plug? This plug has tabs on each side. So what I'm going to do is grab it by the side and push those tabs in, and then I'm just going to wiggle this back and forth till it comes free. That's it. You don't need to call a technician for it. That's all there is to it. Now we're going to slide this off and clean it. Now if it's dirty, you can take a can of compressed air, blow out the back. Super. If you don't have one of those, take your vacuum cleaner brush and vacuum off the front. That's fine too. We're going to set that aside. Now we're going to look at the inside of the Triad and see if it looks dirty in there. If it doesn't, don't worry about it. If there's some dust or dirt in there, take a paper towel and some ammonia or white vinegar is what I like to use. Something like that, it just wipe down the inside. Now I want to show you this. I'm going to tilt the machine up so you can see it better. I hope this isn't making you dizzy. But if you look down there, can you see that antenna? Okay, we want to clean that. And what you're going to use for that is some ammonia on a paper towel and just wipe it down. The problem is that in the house, you're going to have days when you're frying bacon or frying fish or frying zucchini. You're going to spray aerosols. You're going to have deodorant. You may use essential oils. There's all kinds of things that will put oil into your air, little particles of it, and they can tend to get on your fan and the antenna. And so we want to wipe those off and keep it clean so that your Triad is always working at peak efficiency. Now we're ready to put this back together. First thing we're going to do is put our PCO cell back in place. And it is really easy to do. You see those studs there where we took it off, right? So we're going to put that in there like that. See how easy that is? Now we're going to take this and we're going to take that plug and put it right back in here. Just like this, and until it snaps. Now I'm going to put my 2 screws back on here. And by the way, as you're doing this, you want to think to yourself, what did I forget? Because sometimes, being old and senile like I am, I will forget things. And my wife will say, well, Wayne, did you put the purification plate back in? No. So I'm going to do that right now because she won't be able to say that to me. When you go to put the plate back, you notice that there's some arrows here? Yep, that's what they are. It tells you what direction you put it in. So we're going to put it in this way, and it goes right back into that slot. Listen for it to click. You hear that? Now we know that's in place. When you go to put the screen back on, this confused me the first time I went to do it. I couldn't remember which way it went. But let me show you a little trick. You see these 2, one on each side, and then you got the one there at the top. That's how you know. That's the configuration you want. You don't want it like this or like this. You want the slot at the top and the 2 on the sides. When you go to put it in, can you see these brackets right there? It makes it so easy. Because when you put it in those brackets, it's going to slide automatically into place so that when you go to put your screws back on, they kind of just go in almost on their own. Once you find the hole, it's just that easy to do. Now, to be honest with you, I'm not ambidextrous enough to put both of these in at one time. I can take them out at once with one in each hand, but I have to put them in with my right hand, and then we can tighten them all down together. You know? All right, once that's done, we're ready to put the back on. Now here's how I do that. You see this slot right up there? Matches up to this slot here in the top. So we're going to put the top in that slot right there, and then we're just going to snap it in place. Now, I would put that screw back in here, in there, but I'm going to do that later. I don't want you to have to spend time watching me do that. That's what you call a quick cleaning. And you want to do that, you know what? In the first 30 days, you want to do it at least once, because that's when you're getting all that stuff out of the house and getting it clean. After that, if you have pets, you still want to do it once a month. If you don't have pets, you know, a couple of months, maybe even 3 months, but at least that often every time. Now, what we're going to do now is do what's called a thorough cleaning, because what we would do is now take the front off and clean inside there. Now, I've already taken a couple of screws out because, to tell you the truth, I am the world's worst on a screwdriver. And just fact of the matter, I don't see well on those little screws, just drive me crazy. So if I look like I'm fumbling around, well, there's a reason for it, I really am. So I left these 2 in so that I could show it to you, but here's what I want you to see. If you don't take the screws completely out, when you take it out, they stay in, and I don't have to fumble trying to get them back in the slots, which is really cool for me. All right, now, you would want to take a paper towel with a little bit of alcohol or white vinegar, some kind of agent, and just wipe down your fan. Because again, those oils can tend to build up on there, and you want to keep that clean. The other thing you want to do is take a paper towel with a little ammonia on it and clean off your needlepoint ionization. Now, I want to warn you that is sharp, so be careful of it. But you're just going to take the paper towel, wipe both sides of it around, bum, 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 bum. That's all there is to it. Now, anything you see that needs wiping, wipe it down. Once you've done that, you're ready to put the Triad back together. Real simple process. Remember, I left those screws in there, and that's slick. So now I don't have to fumble around with that. All I got to do is get my screwdriver and tighten it back in. So once I find the screw there, we can do that. And we'll put that one in, and then we're going to go down here and put this one in. Like I said, I've got the other 2 over here, but I don't see any reason to have you spend time watching me put a screw in. All right, that's good enough for what we're doing. Now we're ready to turn it back up. I'm going to plug it back in. And let's see here what happens when I do that. How about that? It's just that simple and easy. But I want to teach you one more trick. And this one is kind of interesting. I got to turn this up here just a little bit so I can get to it. So I'm going to let her follow me here. And can you see that little white button right there? See what I'm talking about? This is something you definitely want to do, is you want to punch that button. You know why? That's your reset. This is a computer. And just like any other computer, it's not going to know that you just took the time to clean it unless you tell it you did. And that's how we do that. Because what's going to happen now is that's going to time out 30 days for you and give you a reminder to clean your Triad Aer. Well, that's a big help too. I want to thank you for tuning in. I hope this was helpful. And you can always check with us on our website at www.pro-selections.com. That's www.pro-selections.com. Thanks.